Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is At the King's Table. I'm your host, author and life coach, Bernard King. And today, we're talking about something real. We're talking about something heavy. We're talking about something that most people don't want to admit. Today's episode is titled, When the Prize Isn't Worth the Fight, the Power of Surrender. Let me say that again. When the prize isn't worth the fight. Not every battle is meant to be won. Some battles are meant to be walked away from. And today we dive in deep into relationships. Spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, family members, business partners, friendships, and especially that moment when you say, I'm tired, I'm done, I'm not fighting anymore. And not because you lost, but because the fight becomes useless. Let's talk about it. Why we fight so hard? Let's be honest, most of us don't fight for love. We fight for control. We fight to be right. We fight to prove something. We fight because our egos whispers, you can't not let them win. But here's the truth. In relationships, if someone has to lose for you to win, you both lose. Many people confuse attachment with purpose. You're not fighting because it's aligned. You're fighting because you don't want to let go of what you invested. Time, energy, emotions, years. But just because you built it doesn't mean you're supposed to stay in it. And sometimes you're not fighting for the relationship. You're fighting your fear of being alone. Let that sit. Now, let's go deeper. When it's your spouse, when it's your girlfriend, when it's your boyfriend, it's not just disagreement. It becomes war. You start keeping score. You start bringing up old arguments. You stop listening to each other. You start defending. And then you tell yourself, if I just explain one more time, they'll understand. I do it all the time. Let me just explain myself and they will understand. But sometimes they understand. They just don't agree. And here's something mature people recognize. You cannot argue someone into emotional maturity. You cannot debate someone into self-awareness. And you cannot fight someone into loving you properly. Now let's talk about surrender. Surrender doesn't mean you stop loving. Surrender means you stop forcing. There's a difference. Sometimes you have to say, listen, I love you, but I refuse to fight you for peace. Peace is everything now. I had to learn this to fill marriages. And it is the truth. But I learned from those failed marriages. Now let's talk about family battles. Family hits different because blood makes you feel obligated. But blood does not give anyone permission to drain you. Some of you are fighting to be understood by people who have already decided who you are. Some of you are fighting to be respected by people who benefit from you doubting yourself. And you keep trying. You keep explaining, you keep defending, and nothing changes. But the prize isn't healing. The prize is ego. And you can't heal in a war zone. Sometimes surrender sounds like, I love you, but I'm stepping back. And that's not weakness. That's self-preservation. The moment you say, I'm tired, I've been there. I've been there so many times. Now let's talk about that real moment, that quiet moment when you're sitting alone and you realize you're exhausted. You don't even want to argue anymore. You don't even want to explain anymore. You're just tired. And sometimes that tiredness isn't emotional weakness. It's clarity. Because When something is aligned for you, listen to me very careful, kings and queens. When something is aligned for you, it doesn't require constant warfare. It doesn't take tugging and pulling and pulling and tugging constantly. Yes, relationships take work. They do, but they shouldn't feel like combat. When you have to constantly fight for basic respect, the prize isn't worth it. And that's what I mean. The prize isn't worth the fight. When you have to constantly defend your emotions and intentions, the prize isn't worth it. When your nervous system is always on the edge, the prize isn't worth it. And sometimes surrender is not giving up on them. It's choosing yourself. Now I want to talk about ego versus peace. Family, ask yourself, if I win this argument, what do I gain? If I prove my point, what changes? If they admit, hey, you're right, would I finally feel safe? Most fights are about validation, not solutions, and peace does not come from winning. Peace comes from release. You know you've matured when you say you can have the last word and actually mean it. Now I want to talk about the power of true surrender, when you just surrender, because I had to get to this point. Surrender is powerful. Surrender says, I refuse to compete for love. I refuse to argue for understanding. I refuse to beg you to reciprocate. Surrender says, if it's meant, it will flow. And here's the hardest part. Sometimes surrenders means walking away, not angrily, not dramatically, but calm. You don't have to be drama if you walk away. You don't have to be angry, but calmly, because you finally understand you can't build peace with someone who enjoys chaos. And here's something deep. The moment you stop fighting, you see clearly, because chaos clouds clarity. Silence reveals truth. My final message to you all, the community, and I want to say I thank everyone who's listening. Ask yourself, what am I fighting for? Is it love? Is it ego? Is it fear? Is it pride? And most importantly, is the prize worth the fight? Sometimes the real victory is saying, I release this battle, because when you stop fighting what drains you, you create space for what restores you. I'm going to say that again, kings and queens. Because when you stop fighting what drains you, you create space for what restores you. Again, thanks to everyone that take the time out and listen to At the King's Table. I'm your host, author and life coach, Bernard King. And make sure you go to all social media platforms. Instagram, I am Bernard King .coach. TikTok, I am Bernard King .coach. YouTube, / I am Bernard King. And the website, IamBernardKing.com. And remember, not every war deserves a warrior. Sometimes the strongest move is to lay the sword down. Peace.